All right, hello to all my unemployed friends, except for me. I have a job. This week in Destiny, it's today, the 30th. Heresy, the recap, a whole bunch of information. All right, the recap, we already saw this. If you want to recap, a video, link on screen now. Boom. Star Wars collab, they have to mention it. They're either paying a bajillion dollars or getting paid like at least 2 ham sandwiches to make this happen. Throughput activity, we saw the Nether. Cool. New legendary weapons for the heretical weapons, the sword and the linear fusion rifle. These are new. We saw the strand auto rifle, the support frame, and we saw the arc grenade launcher. We saw those. And Season of the Arrivals reprised weapons. We are getting all of these weapons back from Season of the Arrivals. Great. I'm sure somebody's going to be happy about that. And reprised Vault of Glass weapons. They're not adding any of the new weapons from... I'm sorry, they're not adding any of the old weapons back from Destiny 1. It's just the same. Vault of Glass weapons back from that we had before, but new perks plus craftable plus your full few thought that we were going to be getting a new weapon added to the loot pool. Parentheses me. Trials of Osiris armor, whatever this thing is, the new exotic SMG that the person had really bad gameplay for, Lodestar, and the artifact. Now this is the artifact. Palm 1, Unstoppable. Overload, piercing sidearms, anti-barrier, unstoppable glaive, perfectly fine. Left to right from now on. Overclock and load when you have amplified or a bolt charge. Arc weapons gain increased handling and reload speed. Hold the line while surrounded. Machine guns and glaives gain increased reload speed, stability, final blows, heal you. Palm 4, defeating powerful combatants with your finisher spawns special ammo for you and your allies. Defeated subjugators or tormentors, dread enemies. I'm sure this will come useful in the dungeon. Or champions spawn more ammo. And particle reconstruction, just like particle deconstruction, but different. Doing sustained damage with fusion rifles or linear fusion rifles, partially refills the magazine from reserves and grants them bonus damage for a short duration against the target. It's like particle reconstruction, but with bait and switch and envious arsenal built in. It's basically cooking so that linear fusion rifles, they're back, pretty much. They are back. All right. Deep Alchemy. Weapons with the subjugation origin trait gain stability and reload speed for a short duration when hitting any target. These weapons are also overcharged. I think the overcharge modifier is kind of pointless. I don't want to say it's not, but I just don't like it. It just doesn't do a lot. It's like only active in Grandmasters. You don't really see overcharge that often. All right, Dielectric. Defeating arc debuff targets grants bolt charge. So if you're hit with blind, arc blind, or if somebody is jolted, you're going to get bolt charge, and you have the boosted from Tonics or however the boost system is going to work this season. Rapidly defeating arc debuff targets, spawn a orb of power that heals a small portion of health. So, spawns an orb of power, but it also has invigoration built into it. Blind Harvest rapidly. Applying Volatile causes your next instance of void weapon damage to create a weakening burst. This is going to be absolutely cracked. The fact that this is a perk, the fact that this is an artifact column 4 is going to be insane. Elements Supercharger. Defeating exhausted or severed targets with a weapon that match your super element grants super energy. Exhausted targets deal reduced outgoing damage, and exhaust is applied by disrupting combatants or by weapons with the Psycho Hack or Subjugation origin traits. We'll have to do some testing, see how much super energy this grants you. Next, Volatile Marksman. Rapid Void Weapon Precision hits and Rapid Void Weapon Final Blows grant Volatile rounds. So just period. You don't even need any of the new destabilizing rounds. You don't need Gear Falcons. You don't need any of the artifacts. Just Rapid Void Weapon Precision hits and Rapid Void Weapon Final Blows grant precision rounds. And Volatile Detonations grant class ability energies. Void is going to be cracked next season. Void is going to be cracked. Volatile Marksman, Maligned Harvest, plus something else. King's Vestige. Beating powerful Taken lose your weapon taken energy. The next time you fire, launch 3 Taken Secret rounds that disrupt and exhaust targets. Interesting. Well, wherever there is a high density, hard Taken activity, Warlord's Ruin, right now I think is the only dungeon with a lot of Taken enemy, unless there's a lot of Taken in the new dungeon. We'll see, but it's going to be a dread dungeon. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of Taken in there. Flashover. When you get maximum bolt charge, you also become amplified. Lightning bolts deal more damage. This is just the okay, that we're going to be giving Bolt Charge an extra artifact perk just so it does a little bit more this season. This is just the soft form of buffing the lightning bolts. Heavy Ordnance Regeneration. Dealing sustained damage to targets with a heavy machine gun or rocket launcher grants damage resistance and increases grenade and melee generation for a short duration. Not the most useful, but probably more useful than Elemental Supercharger in my opinion. This might be the default. Might be the default if you are using a machine gun or a rocket launcher. If you aren't using a linear fusion rifle or a fusion rifle. All right, next. Weapons with the time lost magazine or strike grant bonus damage. These weapons are also overcharged when the modifier is active. So how much bonus damage is just flat bonus damage to Vault of Glass weapons? Okay, cool. Get people to use Vault of Glass weapons and give them bonus damage for free. Get them to use them again in endgame activity. Disruptor Spike. Improves the effects of Exhaust and Sever. Cool. Lowering a target's damage output even further. So Disruptor Spike, I'm sure, is certain to be synergized with Elemental Supercharger. Exhaust is applied by blah blah blah. Yeah, okay, it's just explaining what exhaust is. Port Shuttle. Damaging unraveled targets with a weapon occasionally spawns a thread link. This synergizes with Strand a little bit more. New auto rifle, I'm sure it'll kind of cook a little bit because it severs and it spawns the darts. Fibrillating Blast. Stunning a champion grants maximum stacks of bolt charge, triggers an arc bolt that heals you and jolts combatants that it damage. This is, I don't remember what it was called, but there was a solar version of this back during Season of the Haunted, which essentially meant you could chain detonations between champions infinitely as long as they were standing next to each other. So this is just the arc version of that one solar blast perk we saw like back in Season of the Haunted. All right, last column. Unraveling Orbs. Picking up an orb of power or a tangle grants strand weapons unraveling rounds. So there's just an easier way to grant unraveling rounds that you don't have to waste an aspect on. Photonic Flare. Defeating an exotic or an exhausted or severed target with an arc damage released a blinding burst. Note Bell. Rapid Glaive melee final blows grant special ammo. Glaives additional ammo. Blocking damage with glaives increases their melee damage to target. So if you want to use glaives, it's just an additional buff to glaives on top of the buff glaives already got. And Void Flux, finally, the third Void artifact perk that I was excited for. Beating a weakened target with a Void weapon applies vaults out to nearby targets. Powerful targets increase the radius of the explosion. This is basically destabilizing rounds on crack. Anyway, this is the artifact, the Tablet of Ruin. I'm excited. This looks like it's going to be a solid artifact so far. A lot of build crafting opportunity, Void and Arc. This is a Void and Arc season, just as I thought it was going to be, based on, the fact that we're getting Void and Arc aspects. They don't want to waste their effort for nothing, get people to actually use the new things. Anyway, new weapon mods. One mod, Power of Resolve. Rapid hits with this weapon create a taken secret projectile strong against unstoppable champions. I think this is nifty. Just had to pause a little bit to yawn. I'm a little bit tired right now. We're doing something a bit new with these fragile mods, giving some potent and thematic effects for new seasonal weapons for the targets in the episode. This is only going to be around for this episode. For one episode, rapid hits with the weapon is going to create taken secret projectiles. We'll have to see how much damage it does. Anyway, Dungeon Race. Watch Evan F. Or watch CB Gray. I prefer Evan F. Watching him ever since he started doing. Evan F. does great work in documenting the history of raids, and he's definitely earned his laurels. He has earned it. He really has earned his spot. All right, Twitch drops. Gifted emblem, and these are the trophies. If you get first place in the dungeon, you get a trophy. I think this is cool. I don't like the fact that they're only doing one team. I still would like, 3 teams, for first, second, and third place, but at least they're doing something. All right, just a few short days. This is going to be the final epilogue entry. The teams have been taking great care to deliver story beasts. Blech. So they're talking about the strike. They've enabled subtitles by default. Okay, so because the SAG-AFTRA strike, they're just missing voice lines. So they couldn't get the voice lines added in time because of the strike. Because some of their actors aren't even available. Oh, that's mad funny. I completely forgot that SAG-AFTRA is still striking, and voice actors can't come into the video game lines. Fireteam Finder, mobile updates. Where's my girls only? Where's my girls only Fireteam Finder at? Just the Destiny app. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't care. New clan tab. Vespers host reward, and they're going to be, if you earn them by May 6th if you want these. I think these are mid. TBH, I mean the bracelet is like okay. The hoodie, I've gone without Destiny merch for a very long time, and I'm going to continue going without it. Yeah, it's not particularly good. Oh yeah, also Quantum Entanglement. Make any purchase on the Bungie store. Follow them on the alternate Twitter. I don't use it. Games to give. This is a pretty nothing twid so far. Fashion, Scorgan, Monolithic Memento. Oh, okay. Our Salvation's Edge and Garden of Salvation Memento requirements. Hard wave completions are no longer required. Only a full clear. Guaranteed drop on the first full clear if it's never been acquired, with a chance to drop on subsequent full clears. Weekly class lockout, farmable when featured on Rotator. Master mode, full clears allowed for fall. Same rules, however, farmable at all times in the lockout. Memento has been added to the Vaulted Glass raid along with the reward refreshed with the above rules. Players who completed Salvation's Edge raid prior to update 8.2 will receive an in-game edge to let them know they are eligible to pick up a memento with Cryptarch. Yeah, the Salvation's Edge memento has been broken for quite a while. Anyway, a little bit of bugs. Slayer's Fang doesn't prevent overall champions from healing. Major field work is being dialogues used incorrectly, and some Vespers host bugs. My Vespers host bug has been, my quest has been bugged. I have not been able to complete the actual war quest that you get from Spider. It's just been stuck in my inventory. Art. Man, they really ran out of things to put. I mean, I understand that they just did a developer live stream, but this entire twid could have just been the artifact, and I think people would have been happy with that. It is a bunch of filler. Besides that, I mean, I don't know. Talked for what, 10 minutes or so? Yeah, I think that's fine. Anyway, thank you for listening to me out. Until next time.